Hi, Grandma. Would you tell us a little bit about your third child, Tim?
Yes. Tim was born when I was 28 and his dad was 30, and he was a little cherub. He was perfectly normal until about the age of 2 when we noticed he hadn't started talking. So we took him to our pediatrician, who told us it was perfectly normal for boys to talk at a later age and not to worry. By the age of 3, he still hadn't started talking, so we took him over to a children's hospital in Kansas City, and they diagnosed him as being mentally retarded. They recommended a preschool for retarded children by our house, and we took him there and noticed that he was smarter than most of the other children. He could already write his name, and we didn't quite know where he fit in. He had speech therapy, and he still didn't start talking. So we thought a Montessori school would help, because they tended to just focus on the students' strengths and try to bring them out of their shell. So we took him to a Montessori school in Kansas City, and we didn't notice any difference. And at age 4, we moved to Houston, where they had just opened up a new early childhood campus at the elementary school in our community. And in the late 70s and early 80s, they didn't know much about autism like they do today. They didn't know how to diagnose it or what to do with the students when they were diagnosed with autism. So we were all just playing it by ear, and they had a wonderful speech teacher on the campus named Sonia Bowling. And she took Tim under her wing, spent many, many hours with him, and made him focus and look in her eyes, and she finally got him to start talking. And that teacher was the most special teacher in the world to me, because she opened a whole life for Tim, because he would have temper tantrums when no one could understand what he wanted or needed. And after he started speaking, it was a whole new world opened up for him. Well, then during kindergarten, he was always mainstreamed with regular children, and he had an aide that went from class to class with him. The students accepted him as one of them. They thought he was smarter than they were, because in some areas he was. And he wasn't teased. He was always accepted and loved, and he was like that until the 2nd grade. And then most of his classes were regular reading, regular math. He had one special ed class, but he got many, many, many hours of one-on-one attention, and the teachers had a hard job, I'll admit, because he would disrupt the class, get out of his seat. It was extra work for them, but they didn't seem to mind. They were devoted to Tim. A lot of them thought, since Tim was so smart in one area, that they could get him out of his shell and that he would be very successful in adult life. Then, in 5th grade, as he got older, he began to get more disruptive in class. So the special ed teacher and the principal of the school, elementary school, told me about a program they had going on at University of Texas in Galveston, UTMB. And they were doing a double-blind study on fenfluramine, the diet drug, to see if that would calm the actions of autistic kids and make them behave better in their classes. So we went through a 6-month study, double-blind study of fenfluramine, and it did calm him down. It had the same effect that Ritalin would have, really, and he stayed on that until he was 18. But still going to regular classes. By this time, he didn't need an aide. When he was 15, he started going to high school. We moved to Irving, Texas, and there again, all the students and the teachers welcomed him in class, and they noticed how bright he was, and about that time Rain Man the movie came out, so he was really popular. And girls gravitated to him, and he had one friend that had a swimming pool at her house, and they would go swimming together, and she even let him drive her car in the parking lot, which I know her parents didn't know about. But he always attracted the best in people. And what I liked about this, they didn't have special ed campuses only for special ed students. They mainstreamed them with regular students. I know it's harder on the teachers, but it's better for the children, in my opinion. Now Tim is going to a sheltered workshop. During the day, he's really, really happy. He has a girlfriend that goes to the same workshop. And he has a quality of life that he wouldn't have had if he hadn't have been around normal people his whole life that accepted him and loved him and made him the best person he could be.
Thank you.